kind of open. Like kind of open in the middle of the live. So people probably were like, "What is wrong with her?" We're back live now. We're gonna let people get on. They was listening to you. We are back. We are back. Technical difficulties. Tadi's phone's blowing up from all her deals coming in, so we lost her, but she's back. She's back in it. We're gonna give you guys we're gonna give it a couple of minutes. We'll get back on the show.
You are a fool.
Huh?
I said you are a fool.
Her phone was blowing up. Sorry, guys. These sellers was calling her. We're privileged to have her right now. All right, cool. So we're gonna pick up where we left off. Obviously, wholesaling when COVID happened, it inspired you. What happened? So walk us through the Pinnacle where it was like you were doing whatever you were doing because we don't know what you were doing yet, and then you into wholesaling.
So I was serving on the strip. I've done sales a few times in my life. I made good money, but at this point I was serving, putting myself through college. I'm like, I have a small eyelash business. I'm like, okay, I'm going to sell these lashes, build my way up, whatever. And then I met someone who built wealth through wholesaling and acquired like 50 rental properties, cash flowing and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what is he doing? How is he doing this? He's just chilling, making all this money. And I start just paying attention to what he's talking about, wholesaling. When COVID happened in March 11th was the last day I went to work. I'll never forget this. COVID was rising like crazy. They expected us to still be coming to work. I stopped showing up, and I was basically calling in every day. And they were like, all right, we're shutting everything down. I took that as an opportunity. I'm like, I'm getting unemployment. I'm sitting at home. I need to do something. I'm sitting here, So I just was watching YouTube, listening to what they said to invest in lists, invest in this and that and that. I bought the stuff. I got started. I used my unemployment money to fund everything, and I just started getting
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Use my unemployment money to start funding my business. Let's go. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
I mean,
I would say
some good money in unemployment right now.
Yeah, I can't lie. I think 2000, what was it? I think I was 20, 21, 22. I collected unemployment for like a full year, and I used it to launch my clothing line. So I think I was 21 years old. I was 21. I think I used unemployment for a full year. So I'm definitely with you on that, using unemployment to do your business.
Don't tell them.
You're good. I'm not a snitch. So you're in good hands over here. Now, as far as everybody watching, I can't defend everybody else. So be careful what you say on here. All right, dope. So you use your unemployment to start your wholesaling business. First time ever doing real estate, or?
I got my real estate license when I was 19. Didn't take it seriously. Just messed around. Didn't do a deal. Gave up. Start selling timeshares with my real estate license. And first time taking it seriously. Yeah. But I've known about real estate. I've loved real estate. I love houses in general. I actually got into this because I was thinking maybe I'll do rental property investing. Maybe I'll do wholesaling. And I'm doing both.
Yeah. Now you just bossed up.
I'm trying.
All right. Being a realtor at the age of 19, to you doing wholesaling now. We're not going to go into your age. I've learned my lesson. You don't ask a woman her age.
I'm
okay.
I'm good.
Okay. Well, I knew that. I just didn't know if you wanted everybody else to know.
I don't feel like I'm old yet, so I'm okay with still telling it, but maybe in a couple years.
Okay. Perfect. So 26 years old, you're doing now. What's the difference from getting your real estate license at the age of 19 to doing wholesaling now at 26? What's the difference?
When I was 19, I didn't understand the concept of work equals money. In my head, I was still in an hourly pay mindset. When I was cold calling as a realtor, I had so much self-doubt. I'm 19. I drive a beater. No one's going to take me seriously. I had all these excuses for myself. I was cold calling. I was like 3 hours a day. But the confidence wasn't coming through because I didn't have it. And then I just gave up. And also, no one tells you, but being a realtor is expensive. It cost me almost $4,000, and I was 19. That was like everything I saved. So as a
Mhm.
19-year-old saving, like, oh, I'm gonna be this great realtor, you spend all your money. I tried for 6 months, was cold calling, and then I just was
Mhm.
like, nope, I spent all this money, I wasted all this time. Let me go work. And the timeshare job with my real estate license, I was making a lot of money there. But at the end of the day, you still have a boss. And honestly, as a realtor, you still have a boss. So being
Mhm.
a realtor wouldn't have been for me anyway, because I hate answering to people. I love working with people, but I hate the fact that someone could call me and yell at me and say, "Where are you? You're supposed to be here."
Right.
Um, Now I'm 26 and I'm really disciplined with myself and with my time. Like, I know you follow me on Instagram. It's weird to correlate this, but I used to be like close to 300 pounds, and I
Mhm.
disciplined myself and I lost a lot of weight. And then,
Mhm.
like, when I did that when I was about 23, 24, that was my first time in my life disciplining myself and accomplishing anything, honestly. Just
Mhm.
saying, I'm going to do this and doing it every day till I got to that goal. So I just told myself, if you could do something that you struggled with your whole life, you could do anything. And honestly, like, when you see these people on YouTube and stuff, they don't seem particularly genius or anything like that. They obviously just work hard. So I'm like, let me just work hard. And I mean, you know, because you do it, but it took probably 15, 18 hours a day. I'm sleeping like 4 hours a day still, to keep it real with you. But I don't mind
That
because I'm 26. If I do this till I'm 30 and I get to where I want to be, who cares, you know? I'll sleep then.
come on. Gentleman speaker has now entered into the room. That's tight. That is tight. Good stuff. I love it. I love it. Thing that I admire is obviously is your ambition. And you are up before me sometimes, and the the way you control your atmosphere is dope. Like, you set the tone. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the greatest things that you can ever do when you're an entrepreneur, right? Is knowing what you're walking into. My mentor, Frank Kern, who was the first ever internet marketer to do $1 million in a day online, he
Wow.
says if you could prepare for every disaster, you can attack them in any day. So watching you, some of the text messages where you're like, today's the day. Like, I'm getting 4 deals, I'm getting 5 deals, like I'm doing this, and I'm like, God, like your belief and confidence is through the roof. But it's brings that you're gonna get. How did you get to that mentality? How did you get that mindset shift? Obviously, probably I don't know if it was there your whole life. I don't know if it wasn't there. Um, but where you're at right now, you're operating like you're Beyonce in a sense.
Oh my gosh, what? Are you serious?
So how did you get there? How did you
You
get to that?
know, like, you, first of all, you're gassing me because you know that's the utmost highest compliment you could give a woman right now in 2020. So,
Well, I mean, Beyonce's not the best, but she's up there. So we're
I
not gonna deal
mean,
with that right
semantics.
now.
I honestly, believe it or not, I'm
Hmm.
like not this confident person that if you say it, it's gonna happen, and I'm a strong believer in that.
Hmm.
My biggest thing growing up and now has always been reading books, and I think the type of book you read will make you who you are. I
Hmm.
still struggle with self confidence, and I still struggle with, will my dreams come true? But
Hmm.
those thoughts, literally, like, as soon as they enter, I have to push them out with another thought. And it
Hmm.
took me a long time. Like, I'm gonna be totally transparent. I don't know who's on this, but I'm not like a mentally strong this person. Like, I've been to therapy, I've been through self-constructive things to bring me to this point. I
Hmm.
um invest in myself, in my mental health, in my mental strength, because when you listen to people like that gentleman you were just talking about, or Grant Cardone, or people who are billionaires and very successful, who have
Hmm.
done it with speed and who have maintained that success, they all tell you the same thing. What you think in your mind and what you say out your mouth is your reality, period.
Hmm.
So every negative thought, I look myself in the mirror and tell myself like 10 good things about myself. And any negative people immediately have to get out of my life, because I don't have any space for their drama or sadness to cloud my vision.
Hmm.
And, with family and friends, sometimes it can be difficult. But when you are clear with people, and they can get on the same page as you with your vision, and they can
Hmm.
understand and get on board, they actually become part of your energy protectors. A lot of people I know didn't understand that. why I had
Mm-hmm.
to protect my energy, why I had to pull away from them. And I had to sit down with some of my closest people and say, hey, look, I'm on a mission here and I would love for you guys to come with me. But if you can't, I'm just going to need my space. And
Mm-hmm.
we're not going to have no conflict. We're not going to raise our voices or argue. This is going to be positivity till we get to the goal. And if you're going to be on my team, that's how we have to operate. And like you said, controlling your environment. As soon as you get that negative energy, that person has to go. You have to control it. And when you feel that negativity, I imagine like a white light around myself. And I do everything I do very spiritually. It's not all logic. You know, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
woman, I'm emotional. And when I get a bad vibe, I don't go with it. I don't go with that person. And reading books will help you for sure
There
get
we
that.
go. Come on, come on. Hey guys, do me a big favor. If Tadi's dropping some gems on here for you guys, throw some hearts up there, throw some thumbs up. I feel like you're giving some great information, man. I think a lot of things that you say is very transformational for people. If they can just grasp it. One of those things being negative vibes and negative energy. Having those, I like to call them, negative energy suckers. People who take away the motivation away from you, people who try to, create a disaster in your atmosphere that creates a distraction from where you're trying to go in
Mm-hmm.
life. And so I think by you saying that, if people can just grasp, if your circle of friends that you kick it with, and none of them are creating nothing for their legacy, it's probably time for you to shift your circle. And I think that's dope that you said that. So now you're dropping bombs, right? So you guys are going to give some hearts, some thumbs up, and some likes because she is dropping some bombs on here. We're going to go into some real estate stuff. Wholesaling, right? That is what you're doing. You are obviously, I say you're crushing the game. Your first deal, how did that feel? First, walk us through it. Walk us through the emotions of your first deal, because I could tell you my first deal, and I could tell you my emotions, and it probably won't be your emotions. So, walk us through your first deal.
Um, so my first deal was actually probably like my second week cold calling. I'm like very unconfident,
Mhm.
very nervous, but I got the one of the nicest old dudes on the phone. His father-in-law just passed away in January. He has these tenants that haven't paid. It was a duplex up down. The up hadn't paid in months, was supposed to be evicted, but he just has
Mhm.
so much going on. He's an engineer, he has money, just kind of just a problem property. Get rid of it, right?
Mhm.
It was rehabbed in 2018. He bought it for almost 70,000. He really overpaid because that's in an area that the after repair value or the value of the home was only about 55,000. So he knew he
Yikes.
overpaid. Um, the distressed properties in the area were selling between 12 and 15,000, and
Mhm.
I could tell he really just didn't want this. He had two properties, so I made him an offer on both. One of them was a much better property. He said no to that offer because at a wholesale price it wasn't attractive. This one he
Mhm.
accepted my offer of 15,000. Obviously he just wanted to get rid of it. So I'm
Right.
like, okay, cool. When he said yeah, like it was crazy. I was like 15,000. I just stayed quiet because that's what they say to do. Say the number and just shut up. So I shut up. Wait. He said, you think that's a good offer? I'm like, yes. He said, all right, send the paper. I'm like, oh, no freaking way. So I send the contract through DocuSign. He signed it immediately. We're talking on the phone. We're doing the deal. It was kind of tough because there was tenants and the one that wasn't paying was really difficult, but they started just
Mhm.
getting their maintenance man to let people in. Now it's coronavirus, there's tenants, they do not want people coming in their home. So this was another issue. So I had so many little roadblocks, but I was able to get the buyers, contractors in there. I got a few offers. I accepted
Mhm.
an offer for 28,500,
Yeah.
and it was like when the money came. So it was funny because my second deal ended up paying out before my first deal because the process was a lot quicker because I didn't have to deal with tenants and all that crap, but
Right.
all that stuff. But so my first payment was actually my second deal, but it didn't matter because they came in like within 2 days of each other. So I was still on the high from the first deposit into my bank account. It felt like the whole world was vibrating, like my hands, my face. I was like floating. Like I felt like I just won the lottery, but I know how much work I put into it, so it's not the lottery, but that's what it
Yeah.
feels like. Like I just hit big. I can't believe this happened. Like I made more money in this little short period of time. I was working on the strip. It's not like I wasn't making money. I was making good money, but in a month I was able to make what I made in a year there in my savings account. So it's
Mhm.
like I cried. I was like, my life has changed forever. I hugged my 3-year-old son, and I just was like, I just felt like we made it. That's really what I felt like. And I still feel like that. It still feels unreal. Every
Yeah,
time somebody says yes and signs a contract, I get this little butterfly flutter in my heart, and it's the most exciting thing I've ever felt. I couldn't be happier. Of course, there's downs and ups, but I literally couldn't be happier.
word. So is it safe to say you love what you do?
I am obsessed. Like I can't get off the computer if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I feel you. I think when I first started, I couldn't. I probably watched every podcast you could think of, and I watched every YouTube video you can ever think of. Especially of Max Maxwell, I watched like every little video. You would think that it's
Started
like
from the beginning, his first one, and just worked my
right.
way.
You would think he's my best friend. I know everything. I know they own the rodeo company. I know every little thing. So, um, I obviously I fell in love with the business model too. I love the team. Absolutely crushes it. I have a team of what now? 18 people that work for me.
Wow.
So it's phenomenal. We've grown. I think we've done close to 30 deals this week alone. Um,
Wow.
we got closings like the next 2 weeks already in escrow for the month. So things are obviously moving pretty great for us.
Y'all coming for them people.
We coming for them people. I'm glad that there's a warning out there. We are coming for
You
them
are.
people. But you're coming for those people too. So you're in the same race I'm in. So it's perfectly
I'm
fine.
pacing. I'm jogging. Y'all there. 30 in
No,
a week. That is nuts. Congratulations. That is amazing. Wow.
yeah, we got a long way to go though. So I mean, we're not gonna jump up and parade just yet. We're working on a lot of different things. Dupree, what to do, bro? Um, your first deal. I mean, we didn't. Are we safe to say how much your deal was, or
Yeah,
because
I
these?
mean, so I locked it up at
Okay.
15, got it off at 28.5. So total it was about $14,636. No, yeah, $14,636 was the payout.
Uh-huh.
This deal I didn't have to pay anybody on, so that was all me. I threw
100%
my
profit.
Yeah, I threw my friend who's out there, my boots on the ground, all my boots on the
Mhm.
ground, and I have become friends, like, really
Yeah.
good friends now. So I threw him $300 because he walked the property multiple times. He brought like a bunch of different buyers to the table. We didn't close with them, but I still took care of him. So besides that $300, it was all profit.
Mhm.
And it was just clean, easy, no back taxes, no liens, nothing to go through. It was just like smooth.
Yeah. Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. I had an issue with my first deal, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Why not?
One day before closing, everything hits the fan. So we're not gonna go into that. That was oh my god,
But did
that
it close?
no, absolutely
Aw.
not. And I was supposed to make like 8,000 on that deal too.
Aw.
Yeah, it was a very frustrating day. And I think I was dealing with the closing attorney, and he doesn't answer his phone, so it's just emails back and forward until the last day before closing. He decides to call and lets me know, hey, you probably shouldn't close on this property. But it's all good. I mean, we live and we learn.
Hey, I
Um,
just literally had 3 deals fall out in like 2 days. But in the
yeah,
meantime, acquired 5. So it's like you just got to be moving fast enough to replace them
yeah,
because you can't get them all.
exactly. We lose deals all the time. That's just part of the nature of the game. My mentor, shouts out to Max Fish. He told me, man, you're gonna lose 30% of your deals. So I'm always prepared for it. I mean, we had a fat deal last month that was supposed to close, and we lost it to title issues.
Ah,
And
no.
it was because it was a nonprofit business, and I mean, a nonprofit building. It was a church that hasn't been open since 2002.
Oh,
But
wow.
because they didn't do what they were supposed to do when they were operating church, nobody would put title insurance on the company. So we lost a big deal on that. But
That,
I mean, hey, it's all good at the end of the day. You live and you learn.
yeah.
You said you had 100% profits. You obviously spoil your boots on the ground. I do the same. I then became great friends with some of my boots on the ground. They call me, talk sports now. Anything. It's all love. It's all fun. What would you say? Where are you at now? Like, do you have a team? Do you have people working for you? Obviously, you'd bossed up. We can tell you bossed up. But where are you at now? Is it just you?
It's I have a VA who helps me with cold calls
Hmm.
that I pay hourly, so that's super efficient, just part of the marketing budget. Um, I have a couple boots on the ground. I got actually lucky with one of my boots on the ground. He's sales manager with like 10 years of training, ex NYPD cop, like just super solid dude. I got lucky ran into, and
Hmm.
he's like kind of my on the ground closer for when I have like very elderly people who can't use the internet and they're like, oh no,
Hmm.
DocuSign, they're freaked out. So I have him,
Yeah.
but that's more people that I can just pay. As far as me and my team, I have a friend who does acquisitions. So he pretty much
Hmm.
just cold calls and I'll give him a percentage of all the deals he locks up. And then I do the rest of the process. Very
Yeah.
small, just pretty much us two and VAs and boots on the ground and stuff. I want to expand into markets. So right now, my next step in this is I'm doing market research in a few different cities.
Hmm.
You super inspired me. I'm not gonna lie. I have a little competitive nature in me, and when you told me, your story and how quickly you were able to get into different markets, I was like, dang, I it's all mental, and I put this mental roadblock onto myself. Like, maybe it's gonna take me time to get into each
Hmm.
market. But you're right, it's speed. It's speed, and I think I'm gonna get into this new market with my acquisitions guy, and I want to continue to do this in as many markets as possible that I could find
Hmm.
reliable boots in the ground. So that's where I'm at, going to the next level, scaling. I was able to remove myself a little bit from acquisitions, so now I'm able to focus on scaling.
Yeah. Let me go alert my office real quick because I just believe we said we have competition now. So let me let them know that there's somebody on here that's calling us out.
Not
No,
you,
I'm just kidding. They're
you.
probably they'll start calling everybody. We'll be locking up deals. That's dope. That's dope. I think for me, man, I think when I first got started, one of the biggest things that was for me, I got on the phone and one of the guys I was talking to, I'm not gonna mention his name on here, but he was like, yeah, for every 50 deals, typically you land a contract. And I was every 50 conversation you land a contract. And it was like these VAs are going to bring in maybe 2 to 3 leads a day. So I started thinking, I was like, 2 to 3 leads a day, one VA, 50 conversations, one deal. I'm probably gonna get one deal a month at that rate. And I was like, oh, that's not gonna work for me. So literally 24 hours, I hired like 5 people and was like, we're going for it. So we went from like in our investor fees inside of Podio, we went from having like 1, 2, 3 leads a day to starting to get, I think now we're getting anywhere. One VA gave me 16 leads last week. Um,
Amazing.
yeah. So now obviously we got, what is it, 9 callers, 3 text managers, and then we have a dispo team. So
Oh gosh.
we've, I'm one of those people where you put me in the game, you just gotta say, hey Nate, this is the game, this is how it works. Here's your equipment, play. I'm one of those people. But if you tell me to watch, study, create a strategy, I'm gonna lose. But if you just put me in there, I'm gonna adapt to my environment.
Dude, and that's
And
the type of
so
people that win in this because you have to just
exactly.
do it and learn as you fail.
Exactly. I just need to fail quick and fast.
Yes.
And I've occurred so many problems. You think I get all the time people tell me like, man, I think you've been doing this for 10 years. I would think you've been doing this. Buyers
For
tell me that
sure.
all the time. I'm like, man, I went through hell my first month. So I think I've occurred dang there so many problems that you can even think of. I didn't experience everything.
So may I
So
ask you something on this?
uh-oh. Uh-oh, go ahead.
So how did you select, I should say, the VAs, of course, they have those
Mhm,
services, but how did you select your American team members, may I ask? Is there people you already know? My next thing, I want to scale, I want to move. I
mhm.
want people I can trust. So I'm just kind of like,
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll be honest. Shouts out to my personal assistant, Joanna Sims. So Joanna is my best friend's mother, but she used to have us in the living room, and she used to have us going to prepaid legal little briefings every Thursday night at these hotels. So she was prepping us for business, like when I was like 19 years old.
oh wow.
And then when I saw like Max had Francis as like his go-to right hand guy, and obviously, Francis is older than Max. I was like, maybe I need somebody with more wisdom, than me, somebody who's more seasoned, somebody who's been around money way longer than me, somebody has more knowledge. I need that on my team. So she came over, I think, to my house for like dinner. And then we had a talk. I said, hey, I'm about to go after this new venture. I fell in love with this business model. Um, I'm excited. You know, I need you on my team. And then she was like, I'm in, baby. You know, I'm in. She was already a motivational self empowerment coach for my company before. Um, then my brother, Rochelle, shouts out to Roach. He already did sales in his regular business and his regular job. And he was hype, you know, and he was like, he's always wanted to do real estate since I've known him. And again, I've known him since I was like 21. And so he's always had this idea of doing real estate. So when I told him, I was like, yo, I'm about to launch my real estate business and we're about to go crazy with this. And he was like, yo, I'm in, B. And so he had just lost his job. So literally everybody came to my house that week, first week. And we was like, so what the hell do we do? And then we got on the phone and we're just
Right.
talking to people like, hello? So yeah, you want to sell your home? And I think I was such a rookie because people were like, yeah, you know, I want 283. And I'll be like, I mean, I can give you like 280. And then no room for like no ARV, no room for the investor, retail. And we just flopped, man. We flopped so much. But I firmly always say this. If you have been to any of my seminars and you guys are on here, you guys know what I'm about to say. People that make mistakes make money. And so I'm ready to make every mistake, you know what I'm saying, just so that I can get to my success. But my team, my American team, that is, man, I got those two. I moved over my sales manager from my other company. I brought him on full board with me. Shouts out to Frankie. He's a monster on the phone. He's been working for me for 3 years. So that was like my main three. And then I found like a killer VA. Shout out to Jan because I know he's on here. And I found a VA that was on Max Maxwell's YouTube channel. And he was on Max's every video commenting. And then Max changed his life in the Philippines. And you know, he loves real estate. And then people were commenting. And then he left the Skype address and I sent him a message. And he was like, yeah, man, right in like 620 at this other company, but you know, due to COVID, it may not go on. So I don't know what's gonna happen. So I offered him $7 full time to work for me. And he came on. I'm talking, he helped build this thing all the way out.
Wow.
And now he's actually not just a cold caller, he's actually acquisition manager, and he's locked up 3 contracts in the last week on his own as my VA.
That's amazing.
So that's how my team grew. Right. I kind of took what's around me. I've always been one of those people who's like, put the hood on too, you know, if that's the language we want to use, but you know, put the people on around you that want it. And so I don't say that in a odd way, because you know, a lot of times we do what we do for our family and our friends anyway.
Yeah.
We want to see our family flourish, but sometimes your family don't want to do what you do.
Yeah.
And sometimes the biggest way to help them is by you becoming who you're supposed to become. So that's what I had to learn. I had to learn my atmosphere, learn who was a benefit to me. Joanna is literally the heart of my business in a sense. Even she's like a mother, but she is so beneficial and essential to this business and to my team. Rochelle is like my right hand sales rep. He is amazing on the phone. And then you have Frankie, who's just a silent assassin. And then you have Jan, who kind of runs the whole VA army that I have. So
yeah,
that's how I built it, man. I just took what I had around me and I put it together.
I'm very proud of you, man.
I appreciate it. See, the podcast has switched over to interviews with Nate now. Now I'm here. It's
now
all good.
I was gonna pick your brain some way, somehow. I'm like, he got me on a podcast. I'm gonna ask him some questions.
That's dope. That's dope. Guys, if you guys get some value from either one of us or from both of us at the same time, y'all give some love on here. Let's see some thumbs up and some hearts. Also, if you have a question for her, for Tadi, then I will feel free to ask her and then she can answer it. In the meantime, I'm going to ask you like 2 more questions because I don't want us to be on here all day. Your goals. It's July. It's the beginning of the month. What is your goals?
So, my goal this month is for my business to generate $100,000 in revenue. I want to pay my team $30,000. I know they're lofty goals.
Right.
I started the end of June really good. My VA is cold. He's getting like good now. Things are picking up. My acquisitions manager is good, and these relationships I'm building with these buyers are good. And I'm thinking about scale. So July, that's my goal. I'm setting my goal high. I want to hit that goal. I want to pay my people. I want everybody to be happy and fed. You know, a lot of people's unemployed, and I feel so blessed to be able to put money in people's pockets. So I want to pay people. I want to get paid, and then August, I want to double it. I want to be in two more markets, and I want to be doing double.
Yeah. Come on now. That is dope. That's dope. That's dope. 100K month.
I mean, that's a goal. You know, you have to set your goal high. I'm not saying
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
possible.
get it, but
It's, you're gonna get it though.
but I'm gonna
You're
get it
gonna
because
get
you
it.
know why? Like I made these and I put them all over my room. $100,000 July, and it's everywhere. And it's you know, I say it to myself all day and all night, and they say, "Shoot for the moon, you might land on a star." So I'm shooting.
Yeah. I love the sign in the room. I'm a fan of anything in
Which
your room.
one?
The sign. The sign to the right of me, to the left of you. To
um.
the calendar. To the calendar. The
Oh,
sign is
nobody.
over here.
Is it?
This right here. This right here. Nobody will outwork me. And then she has the 100K month in July. Then she has the vision board. That is dope. That is
And
dope. You're
then
gonna get
over
a
here, I got my little wall of tools for when I'm on the phone with sellers. I have like my quick rehab calculator, my quick little rebuttals,
uh-huh.
my little, you know, reminders, match tonality, assume rapport, you know, because I find myself in the midst of conversation getting distracted, caught up in the
Yeah.
conversation sometimes. So I just have these little excuse me, reminders. But
Huh?
that's the whole thing. Like your environment, like what we were talking about mindset, like this $100,000 plan. If you have these things surrounding you 24/7,
Mhm.
um because that's what I did when I first started. You know, I said, I said I'm gonna make $10,000 in a month wholesaling. That was like my goal. I'm gonna make 10,000,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna beat myself what I made in serving in a month. And then I just blew that goal out of the water. So I'm like, all right, if I say 100K, what if I blow that out of the water? Who knows? It could happen.
Right. And then I could borrow some money.
I got you. I
I
got you.
love that play. I love that play. Sick. That is sick.
Nate,
I love people.
you playing because you are like running an operation. I'm like a one man little jug on the corner, and you got the whole Starbucks.
No, I'm doing okay. I mean, we're not Starbucks yet. We buzzer beater coffee over here. We're not Starbucks yet. We're trying to get there. I
I'm the
think
man with the cart out at the bottom of the apartment.
I think for us, I think for us, we have like I said, I think last month we ended with what, 7 deals. I think this month we'll probably end with like 15 to 20. Um, we have
Yes,
a lot of unseen buyers right now who just buy unseen. Like today
that's awesome.
we signed a deal, we sold it in an hour. So I mean, that's like the best benefit to us is that we've built great relationships with our buyers, and literally that we just have them in the tuck. We shoot them a text, we send them an address, they send us an offer back, and so I think that's one of the dope. Also, shouts out to Miss Gonzagas, who's she's like a realtor on my team. Um, on my dispo side, she's in Tampa, Florida, or Orlando, Florida, but she's a monster too. So I think I think we'll do a little bit below you. You know, we'll let you win this month, and then we'll win next month. Uh,
You're just so modest, and I honestly love that about you.
yeah, I mean, for me, I come from nothing. I don't come from a lot, you know, and so I've made a lot of money. I can't say that. I mean, I do. I drive a Maybach, so
Same
I've been
thing.
there. But for me, it's like I want to just help people. I just want to see people do good, right? I want to see people like you who got the signs up, hit 100K month. Like I want to see you go crazy and get to 50K in it, like 50K in a week. Like that's what's dope for me. And I'll always be that. I've been this for life. I've never changed. I'm the same person. So that's that's kind of where I'm at. That keeps me grounded at the end of the day. I'm gonna ask you one more question. Is that cool?
Of course, I'm here.
I need a story about what you and a seller that you will always remember.
Ooh, you want to hear the one today?
Is that gonna always? Are you gonna always remember this story?
Okay, wait.
Because
I
I got
promise.
some stories for me where it's like, yo, I can't believe this happened. Go ahead.
I want to hear yours.
I done had some situations where it just be like, yo, this is crazy. But I want to hear a story that you'll always remember.
I mean, I have a couple. You know where my market is, and you know this town is kind of crazy. It's not like a little regular town. It's super opioid epidemic, you know, just one of those cities where people don't have a lot of money. So I I don't even know if the story's appropriate, but so I was doing this deal. Been talking to this guy. It's funny because we're doing another. He got like 3 houses. We're selling all of them now, but this guy was weird, like weird, creepy, weird. So I was talking on the phone with him. Everything was cool. He seemed like a cool dude. I started with text, got on the phone, did the numbers. Everything was good. Sent my dude out there because he doesn't do the computer. Got the contract. He's an older dude. So my boots on the ground always protect themselves when they go to these properties. Of course, they have to. So my boots on the ground shows up, knocks on the door. The door swings wide open. Nobody's there though. So he gets kind of creeped out because it's a house with a board on the window. It's kind of in a sketchy neighborhood. So obviously he's not going to go. He knocks on the door, yells, and this is the one that used to be a cop. So he's not about to just walk in there. So he leaves. The guy calls back. He goes back.
Mm-hmm.
This weirdo's like, oh, sorry, I didn't answer the phone, didn't answer the door an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed up really late watching adult videos, and I just went to sleep at 6 a.m. He's like, okay, that's a lot of information, but whatever. Okay. In the contract, sorry, someone's called me. They signed the contract and everything. Then he calls him and starts asking questions about me, and he's like, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was thinking about her voice when I was staying up all night. Now I'm still having to like do this transaction with this guy, and now it's like really awkward. And he's calling, texting like a lot. So I kind of had to call him and just be like, hey, I'm gonna be out of the office, so I need you to deal with Eric and stuff like that. So Eric took over everything as far as all that went, and he's a creepy dude, honestly. And I didn't expect that, dealing with, you know, business and professionalism, but there's some weird people out there. You don't know what you're gonna get. And now, you know, we got 2 more deals going on with him. But that's why it's important to have boots on the ground for situations, especially. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man. If someone makes you uncomfortable, you know, stand your ground and have someone else take care of it. I just got myself out of the situation. That was kind of like the weirdest kind of situation where I was getting blowed up by the seller. And I mean, he doesn't even know who I am. This is just someone who obviously has, you know, a problem. But we sold the house, and we're gonna sell the other 2.
Yeah. I've had a not that kind of deep situation, but I've had a situation. I've had something like that before. I had a seller, and you know, we talked on like a Sunday, and then we set up a time to meet. I had my boots on the ground, go to her house, and she asked her. She said, how long have you been working for Nathaniel? And she was like, oh, I've been working for him for a while, and I know. She said he sounds very handsome on the phone. Do you have a picture of him? And she was like, no, I don't have a picture of him. She was like, does he have a Facebook? Can you go to his Facebook? So she goes to my Facebook and she goes, oh yeah, he is fine. Yes, Lord, he is fine. And then says he would be perfect for my daughter. So her daughter adds me on Facebook. And I do a follow-up call always after we do an inspection, me or my assistant. And I said, hey, you know, hey, miss, how the inspection go? She goes, boy, you are fine. Did you know that you fine? And she goes, tell your mom she did a good job with you. And I was like, I'm sorry. Did you see a picture of me or something? She's like, oh yeah, you know, the young lady showed me your Facebook. And she's like, don't worry, my daughter already added you. You better not be single. Because my daughter is coming for you. That deal went south. We did not sign the contract. And still to this day, I think we did a follow-up call the other day, and she was asking, where's Nathaniel at? And
why did it go south? Because you didn't add her daughter?
No. So it went south because the property wasn't what she said the property was. Okay. So the property was just horrific.
Yeah.
And it was scary to a point where it was just like, yeah, we can't do nothing with this. So we made her an offer, and she got kind of, you know, she didn't like the offer. But to this day, her daughter, you know, still adds me on Facebook. And, you know, that's the little situation. But I mean, it wasn't that far deep like yours. But it's a very similar situation, and I have seen it happen. You know, I've seen something similar happen to my assistant when she got on a call with somebody before, and the guy started sending pictures. So
Hmm.
I have seen it. I have seen it before. I can say that.
It's a fine, real estate is one of those businesses, kind of like the restaurant industry, where people get a little comfortable across the line, but you just got to finesse through it and have people on your team to kind of have your back. And I'm so happy I'm virtual. Like I was telling you the other day, I don't have to meet these people. I don't have to feel like I'm in danger going into houses, going in and do all that stuff. So I wouldn't
Mhm.
have it any other way.
Yeah, I'm 100% will probably always be virtual. Except for when I, get my doors, like I was telling you,
Hmm.
when I start building this portfolio. Other than that, I probably won't be doing no inspections. I won't be showing up to nobody's door. But I am grateful for the boots on the ground. Shouts out to my boots on the ground because they all dope and they all with it if anything goes south. So no one better try anything. That's dope. That's dope. How did you
Amen.
feel? Thanks for being on the podcast. How you feeling?
I feel great. I feel excited, inspired. I'm so glad to be in this business and meet people like you. I feel like you and I have a great future together. We're gonna make a
That's
lot of
dope.
money.
Yeah, I'm planning on sending you every deal to Dispo so that you can do your thing. So for the people that's watching, that's probably on the fence, wondering if they should start wholesaling, if they should start doing real estate. What would you suggest them? What's your last leading words for these guys?
If you're on the fence, there's
Get
something
off.
called
It
Prop
hurts.
Stream. It's 14-day free trial. That's free 99. Go get a list, skip trace it. That might cost you $50. Call it and just do it. Don't do anything else. Go to PropStream, get a list, skip trace it, call it. If you're on the fence, just try it. Like Nathaniel said, like I said, and like anyone who gets deals will tell you, the only way to do it is just to do it and fail. If you do and you don't like it, you're missing out on money, but that's on you. But imagine you do it and you get a deal and you change your life and you make 10, 20, 30 grand this month. It'll change your life forever. And nothing to it but to do it. You're following the right person for sure, Nathaniel.
That's dope. That's dope. If you're on the fence, get off because it hurts. Probably not gonna feel good. You're probably not gonna be able to sit down for a long
100%.
time if you're on the fence. All right, man. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This Tadi, she is phenomenal. Make sure you guys follow her. She has what is your Instagram again? Wholesale.
Wholesale. So hot underscore wholesale. And then my Instagram's hot toddy, but you want to follow the real estate one. My regular one's boring.
Follow. She gives tips and tricks. She just did a cold call Zoom. She's killing the game. When I do this virtual 2-day event, I plan on having her speak again. So if you guys are rocking, give some love. Give some love. We are out of here. Peace. Let go. Come on
Thank
now.
you so much.